The next online tool that we're going to be looking on is the Storybird. Now, the Storybird is a way of helping our students to become better writers using creative tools. Now, once we click on Storybird in Google, it takes us to the Storybird homepage. Now, once we go to the home page, it shows us the various features that the Storybird has. Now, first thing you'll have to do is create your class. So I have created my class already. My class is graded. I give it name Lawrence. So I continue. So I have created my class. I have added some students to my class. So what I'm going to do next is that I am going to create assignment. So here I have posted an assignment already, which is due March 24 for my students. Now the Storybird work hand in hand with the Google Classroom, because you just set up the Google Classroom. Once you come on Storybird, you just put the email address of the students. Whatever you create in Storybird as the teacher, it goes directly to the Google Classroom. Now, what I'm going to do is that I'm going to read for my students. So I'm going to choose, I'm going to read for them. So what I'm going to do is that I'm going to choose a story that is already here. If you want, you can go ahead and create your own story and post it. But I'm going to be using a story that was pre-made already. So I'm going to click on Weird Wonder. Now, once I click on Weird Wonder, I just use my mouse to click and I start reading the story. Once I read the story, I can go ahead and post questions about the story. So I would read the story to the end for my students. Once I have done that, I could go ahead, add this to my bookshelf. So I'm creating. So once I have done the story, the students would get question on what the story was about. Next, I go to comic. So I've given the students the story, but what I want them to do, I want them to recreate the story in their own way, using pictures to enhance the story. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to allow my students to create a comic. So the students would come online and they will choose the comic style that they prefer to use. So once they choose the comic style, they are able to start writing their own story. All right. So this is a story that was written based on this story that was sent in the classroom. The child would have written this story and forwarded it to the teacher. So I would continue. So this is another story that was forwarded to the class. So what I want my students to do now, I want my students to write a comic based on the story. So they would come here and they would select. So the story was Weird Wonder. So the students are going to create their own story now. So they would give it a title. So once they give it a title, they now have the option of creating their story. So the students start typing their story. Once the students have finished their story, they can go ahead and preview. They can edit their story. They can change the size of their story and they can get additional page. Now I'm going to save and I'm going to exit. Now it's going to prompt me that you're not finished because the story is not complete. So I would go back, complete the story, or I go back and edit, or I go straight to the dashboard. So I go straight to the dashboard. Once I go to the dashboard, I am able now to choose. I am going to write another story, but this time I'm going to be using anime. So I started writing the story, my word sphere. So I choose my picture now. This is the beginning of the story and the cover. So I need page 2. Once I need page 2, I can select from here whatever picture I want because I'm going to be creating a picture book with my story. And then if I need more pages, I continue. Once I am finished, I choose to preview, I choose to save, or I save and exit. So what I'm going to do is save. So I save what I started. Now, all that the students would have completed, the students would have posted right in the Google Classroom. So the teacher will be able to view the students' work. Now, what I love is that over here the stories were incomplete. So at the side when the student goes in the classroom, it will show them that is it that they want to continue writing their story. So they have the option of continuing their story. Now there are also other options where students can select the artwork. Once they select the artwork, they can go ahead, put another story together. So this is a great tool that we can use with our students so that they are able to showcase their talent in different ways. Instead of having our students just reading and writing a story, or you read and then you give them a story to write. This is a very interesting way where students get to use pictures to enhance their story. So I hope that we use the Storybird online app with our class. Thank you.